So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take a divot every time with your irons. So we all love to see that, don't we? That ball first, then that divot, crushing those irons. And there's no better feeling, I think, that when you've hit a good tee shot and you've got that ability to attack the flag to strike your irons like that. Now, unfortunately, if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who very, very rarely takes a divot. Or if you do take a divot, it tends to be behind the golf ball, the ball goes nowhere and you get in all kinds of trouble for something that should, in theory, be very, very simple to achieve. So, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If while you're watching today's content, you're enjoying it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't currently subscribe, please consider clicking the subscribe button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's get on with making sure you take a divot every single time. Right, so like I said, I think in theory this is a very, very simple thing, isn't it? You know, golfers know that they want to hit the ball and then the ground, but I think some of the ways golfers try and do it, they can get themselves a little bit confused and really, really struggle with it. So a lot of golfers will say they know from being in a decent address position, they want to feel that they get their weight forward, kind of get that nice shaft lean, get that ball and then turf. And it can kind of be that you stand over the golf ball and there's 4 or 5 things going through your head and you end up doing none particularly. And something I see with a lot of golfers is as they get over the golf ball, they just hit the top of the ball, goes nowhere. And like I said, it's incredibly frustrating, isn't it? We see there, actually, the only mark on the ground has just been where the ball's gone into the ground and then bobbled 20 yards in front. So the first thing I want us to understand is when we get into our address position, address and impact are very, very different. And I'm going to talk today, particularly in your golf swing, how that trail arm and what we do with the trail arm is going to make it that you guarantee you take a divot every time and take it after the golf ball. So when we set up, we generally see that the spine, there's a little bit of tilt at address. The left arm for a right-handed golfer is fairly straight and that right arm's just slightly flexed. Now what we would generally see at impact is that as our weight moves forward, there's a bit more spine lean and that trail arm is actually a little bit more bent. And the reason that trail arm is bent is if you look at the height I am here, nice and tall, as I lean to the side, I actually get a little bit nearer to the ground. And that's where that trail arm still being bent here can help. The width of the swing's good. And what we're actually looking to do is that trail arm should be straightening when the club head's a couple of feet after the golf ball. So probably the 2 key faults I see with golfers is one, as they swing down, they get that tilt. And a lot of golfers do that better than they give themselves credit. But if the trail arm were to straighten too early, they'd hit way behind the golf ball. They don't want to do that, and a lot of golfers try and lift the ball. So then what happens is both arms buckle and they top the ball, hit the top, drive it into the ground, very like I did. So what I'm going to get you to feel, we're going to do a couple of practice swings first. We're going to set up, and I don't want you to try and hit down, hit up, do anything particular. We're going to get those arms nice and relaxed, and all we're going to focus on is when the club head's a couple of feet after, that trail arm straightens. So I'm out on the golf course. I've nipped out in between the rain, which is absolutely beautiful today in Blackpool. Not been too many dry periods to get out here. So I'm going to do a couple of practice swings, just focusing on trying to feel that trail arm straightens after where the ball would be. Nearly. Now, it's very noticeable there, I've taken a divot. I wasn't trying to take a divot, and I definitely wasn't trying to take a divot after where the golf ball would have been. but that actually worked perfectly. So obviously, if you're on a driving range, you're not going to be taking a divot, but you'll get that feeling as to where you're touching the mat. But like I said, it's very much noticing that trail arm. And I can feel there that if it stays bent, then fires, I can see I'm touching the ground ahead, which is beautiful. I'm not trying to shift my weight, I'm not trying to get shaft lean. It's just something that's naturally occurring because that trail arm is extending at the correct place of the swing rather than too early and then having to compensate for that. So once you can get that feeling, and I would say it's slightly different with driver, you're obviously not looking to hit the ground, but you're still looking for the trail arm to extend, but maybe a little bit later with driver. So we're going to set up, all I'm going to focus on, and get the club face clean, is get that trail arm to extend a couple of feet after the golf ball. And like I said, we should see that divot every time. Oh, that is the one. We look at that, there's the divot after the golf ball, absolutely perfect. And just to prove that that's every single time, maybe in hindsight I should have brought a towel out with me. We're going to go one last one, focus on that trail arm, and that is perfect. And if you want to take a divot every single time, just do what we've just spoken about. Right then guys, so I hope you've enjoyed that video today. I hope this really helps you take a divot every time, and it's going to help you take that divot without you having too many thoughts in your head. Now, you're probably not going to get it right every single time, but don't hammer yourself because of that. Really focus on getting that trail arm to straighten after the golf ball. The club will hit ball then turf, and you're going to hit your irons better than ever. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it. Comment below, I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you have enjoyed the video and you don't currently subscribe, hit the button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.